Hello everybody and welcome to a vlog. It's Monday morning at 11. I have suddenly got a lot of text messages which have distracted me and I was here to pause the music, which I've successfully done. Yes, it's Monday morning. It is a beautiful day. I'm going to go outside. I've got the back door open and one of life's small joys, in my opinion, is just having fresh air circulating through a house without it being absolutely freezing. So it's very nice. Today's plan is to do some stuff in the garden. Went and bought all of these flowers yesterday at the flower market. Bought some pots. Can you see them there? There they are. And I'm going to plant some things in my garden. Look how lovely this is looking. Don't know what it's called. It looks like wheat, but I don't think it is. So yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful day. I'm feeling quite good spirits. Not much updates and news-wise in terms of all the coronavirus things. Hasn't really been any new news in the UK for a couple of days now. School's still open, blah de blah. I think what's really interesting that even in the time that I'm vlogging, so much will change probably by the time I'm like sat editing this and you guys are watching it. But currently schools are still open, all of that jazz. I'm feeling in like a much better headspace today actually. Yes, over the weekend I really wasn't. And like I haven't been reading, I think I said that at the end of the last vlog, I just haven't been able to sit down and concentrate on a book at all. Like I really haven't properly read in over a week. So I'm hoping that today I can also get a bit of reading done. I might try something that's a bit light. I'm just sort of scrapping where I was with all books because anything I have read I haven't taken in. So I might start with something quite light to read and then hopefully get back into it that way. But yeah, nice day planned today. Just nipping out now. We're not on lockdown yet, so we are all like fine to leave the house and everything. I'm gonna nip out to the shops to get a yoga mat so that in case we do go on lockdown, I have something that I could do some yoga or some stretching in the house. Don't know why the camera's struggling so much with this lighting. Anyway, I'm just gonna finish getting ready, then I'm gonna show you my outfit because I quite like what I'm wearing today. Okay guys, I'm wearing a cap. I was walking into town the other day and saw a girl wearing a Ralph Lauren cap and a long black coat and some mid-wash jeans and some trainers, and I was like, wow, you look amazing. I want to look like you. So I went and bought a cap. Just a little Ralph Lauren one. It was like £35. Very pleased with it. But also this style on my eyes getting quite a bit worse, so it's sort of working as a nice way to be a bit incognito with the old eyeballs. So I've got my hat on, my Uniqlo cashmere jumper. At this rate, I should just rename my channel and all my social channels to Uniqlo cashmere jumper because it's literally all I wear. T-shirt from Gap underneath. I'm talking about these more, but they've done these really great ribbed t-shirts. I've got it in white and black. Really good layering piece, but they're going to be really good in summer as well, I think. Arket blazer, weekday voyage jeans in black, Superga, Muji socks. I'm just going to take my Sophie Hume bag. I really like this outfit. Loving the cap. The cap feels like a new lease of life. I'm really, really into it. Right, I'm going to go for a wee and then set off into, when I say into town, I'm just going into Shoreditch. I think there's a Lululemon there, so I just need to go there to get this yoga mat. And yes, trying to enjoy actually being able to go out and walk, because you guys know how much I love doing that. Really anxious about the thought if we go on lockdown that I can't go for a walk. So I'm trying to enjoy that while I can, while also being sensible with things. Most of the socialising I've been doing has been indoor socialising too. But yes, let's go. I just was making my cup of tea thinking about vlogging, and I got two mugs out as if I was going to make a cup of tea for you guys as well. Sorry though, I'm not. It's just me on my own right now. Oh, looking not too rough first thing in the morning. Eye update. It is definitely, I can't say the word or remember the word, but it's not a sty, it's the nasty kind of sty. It can stay for months. Woo! But I'm just trying to be sensible about it and do lots of hot water compresses. It's also not hurting, it's not affecting my eyesight. Definitely not going to go to the doctors about it this time. The NHS does not need me in there whinging about a painless lump on my eyelid. And yeah, it's just a bit annoying. I don't think it's mega obvious. I'm about to do a hot compress and then it gets really obvious, but bear in mind I've got no makeup on and I look like this anyway. Could be a lot worse. I'm gonna make my cup of tea and maybe make myself a bit more presentable so I feel a bit nicer, and then come and talk to you about coronavirus. Yay! Hello guys. So I'm looking slightly more presentable. Emphasis on slightly. Yes, today is Tuesday. In the updates of coronavirus, I don't want my content to just be talking about that, but then at the same time, it's all I'm thinking about. Yesterday, the British government announced that they're basically kind of staying on the same track of increasing social isolation. They have made the decision to not officially close things like pubs, music venues, theatres, things like that, but have just said, please don't go, which I think is going to be really, really, really detrimental to so many businesses. Obviously, but also the fact they've not closed it, like people can't get their insurance and things. It's a really crazy time, and it does just seem like we are on our way to a lockdown, an enforced lockdown, as opposed to being just very socially conscious, which I think lots and lots of people are doing an actually really good job of. Just from like judging how quiet the streets are. Like when I went out yesterday and bought that yoga mat, I think that's the last time I'll go do anything like that, apart from going to the shops if needed. But yeah, it was just really, really quiet. So and I guess it's like a learning curve for all of us. I honestly think I might actually be having an existential crisis. Not to be dramatic about things. I just can't believe, like, we've been so fortunate to never have lived through something. Like I've never lived through anything that affects my personal day-to-day that isn't part of my own personal life. Does that make sense? So this is like a global issue, and we've been so fortunate and lived such privileged lives, like especially in the Western world, where we have never ever been through something like this. Like there's never been a war zone in my lifetime here. Like I've never been a refugee, and any of those things that are so uprooting and make you, I don't know, they bring, I don't know how to describe it all, because I think now, and I would imagine I speak for lots of people, my mind is still working quite selfishly. Like I'm still like, oh God, what if I can't go on holiday in the summer? And oh no, what if I can't, I don't know, that was the first example that came to my head, but lots of things like that. So still thinking of a selfish level. And then with time, I imagine everybody's thinking we'll like move on to a more like global level as we adapt to this and get through this, of how long it might take for this to all play out. But I've never had something that isn't directly related to me affect that thought process, my selfish thought process basically. And it's crazy. I don't know, like all of my friends that I'm speaking to feel the same, and everyone is just like, wow, this has gone from something which I could look at and be like, oh God, I'm gonna be fine, like I'm not in the high risk group, if I get it I'll be fine, this surely isn't gonna be that bad. I was up in the night a lot, just can't switch my brain off, and I have this kind of like overactive brain anyway, and it's not the best time to have one of those brains. But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. My plan at the moment is to keep vlogging a lot. I don't think I'm going to do any fashion videos or anything. Like if I've got clothes to talk about, I'll include them, so we still have stuff like that to talk about and hopefully look forward to. But I'm just going to vlog as much as I can going through this, and just want the comments to be like a place of conversation, a place of reassurance, a place of sharing experiences. Like even if you have had the virus and you know that you've tested positive, or you're confident in your symptoms, like leave in the comments how that went so that someone else can read it and know what to look for. Or like if you're watching from Italy and you've been in lockdown, what's that been like, stuff like that. And yeah, just you want to use the platform as something that can be reassuring and also conversational. Like I don't want it to be like an escaping place of let's not talk about what's going on in the world, because that would be, I think, quite ignorant to do that through something like this. But also just to share still like the mundane trivial things, which are probably going to be a bigger part of our lives than ever before, as we can't leave the house and stuff. So yeah, my personal plan is to get up north and go to mum's. I'm really privileged that I would be able to get there and get to my family, and because like I live on my own and mum lives on her own, it feels really daft us not just being together. Yeah, it doesn't seem logical at all to both be sat at different parts of the country but at home on our own, when we could be together, probably at each other's throats. But you know, you can't have it all. I'm joking. Well, so I think I'm going to do that. I'm just judging when to go. Mum's going to drive down, I think, so that we get the car back rather than getting on public transport and stuff. So I'm just sort of working out the timings of that. And yeah, I don't know what else to advise. I don't really know. I guess be really like, I feel like I'm extremely privileged in this position because I mean, I don't know what's going to happen for me work-wise, but I can still work, like I can still do this, and this is mentally stimulating in some way. And I have the option to go home. I am like financially fine. I think if you're in that position, maybe like I'm still gonna try and pay people like the cleaner that I normally have, even though she won't be coming around. Just sort of do what you can to help others, I guess, who financially are going to be really hit by not being able to work, which is the vast majority of people, of course, but where, you know, things like cleaners, they can't really be going around people's houses now to do their jobs. So help where you can and where's within your means. And yeah, I think like the biggest message is look after your mental health, but that's going to be a bit of a journey for us all, working out how to do that. I am still incapable of reading a page of a book, so that's nice, but I have ordered the Harry Potter books again, because I like gave them away, so I don't have the full set, back home, so that I can read that. I thought that'd be quite a good one to get back into, Harry Potter. And I'm obviously still binge watching House. I feel like he might be the man to fix this. Dr. Gregory House, can you just swoop in and do something magical, work it all out for us? Hello guys, me again in the same spot, obviously. Just watched another episode of House. Something that I was going to suggest, I have a Skype call with my counsellor today, who is moving on to doing Skype sessions. I don't want to share her information publicly, but if any of you were interested in something like that, I'm going to check that she's okay with me sharing this online. But if you just message me, or maybe even email me and like put the subject as like counsellor details or something, I could give you her details, and then she could do Skype sessions with you if it was something that people's mental health are really struggling with. Obviously I really recommend her. She's very pragmatic, very no nonsense. It's not kind of let's wrap everything up in cotton wool, but she's also incredibly understanding. You know, even if just having this much time alone has brought up some old problems for you, or old grief, or just doubts about the future, whatever, she's really good to talk to. And like, I'm really looking forward to having this session on Skype. It's just 50 minutes. But yeah, I thought maybe that might be something that could be helpful. And with counsellors, it's always good to have a good recommendation. So if that's something you're interested in, just email me. I'll write my email again in the description box and put the subject as counselling sessions. Again, I'll write this in the description box so that I can spot it, and then I could share her details with you all. So that if that was something you wanted, and the fact that she's doing them over Skype I think is really great. And obviously it's an expense for now for you guys if you aren't working, but it is, I would say, one that should be prioritised as much as you can do in this time when we're all really struggling. So yes, do let me know. Oh, I just finished that counselling session. It was really good. She said she's happy for me to share details, so email me, like I said, with it in the description, the subject line, and I will share details of her if you need to speak to somebody about how you are feeling. She also said she's going to send me some good articles that she's read about managing anxiety at this time, anxiety around health things, anxiety around social isolation, and that she's going to share those. So when I have those, I can share those with you. Something quite specific for what's going on in the world. I'm now going to eat some olives. Absolutely no appetite at the moment, which is typical of me when I'm like anxious and emotionally stressed, basically, which is not ideal. I really want to go for a walk. I've got some plants to plant in the garden. What I'm going to do this afternoon. It's already like 2 o'clock. Time is flying, thanks to Dr. House. Oh no. I need to do some sexy hot compressing on my sexy eye too.
Lost my head there. Lost my head there. I don't wanna about a couple, 2, 3 things. Picked up my microphone and started to sing. I was feeling worse than the words come out. Fell on some keys, then this song walked out of me. Lost my head, I decided we liked it there. Lost my head there. I don't wanna talk about it, yell about it, oh no. Maybe I just wanna sing about it.
My eye is getting better very quickly. I'm really impressed and surprised. I've been just doing my hot water compressors and rubbing it, massaging it. Very, very nice. I'm just going to tie my hair up. I look really horrible. Although I've got a great nice jumper on. A great nice jumper. A great new jumper is what I'm trying to say. Which I'm going to share with you guys. So yeah, Another Story sent me some bits and pieces. And I'm going to share them with you. There's 3 items. But if you don't want content like this through this time, if you don't want me sharing new things, if you don't want anything that puts pressure on you as a consumer, then just tell me in the comments and then I'll know going forward. I think at the moment I don't really know how best to deal with honestly, what is going on with this hair? How best to deal with things, or what you guys do or don't want to see. So it might just take a bit of trial and error for us all to work it out. So yeah, I'll show you the pieces in this video and then you just let me know how you feel about that. It is Wednesday today. Last night I just stayed in, obviously, watched some more House, started a book that I've actually gotten into because it's a really easy, just like compulsive read, Daisy Jones and the Six. I actually think the publishing company or somebody sent me it when it came out, because I don't remember ever buying this book, which I have on my bookshelf. But I was just going through the books I've got and thinking, what can I read that will actually get me back into a headspace of being able to read? And this has been a really good one. I'm already like 150 pages in just from one night, so a bit of a page turner. Really good jumper, which I'm going to show you properly. I might sit and chat to you on the stairs, we'll never sit here. I have just been for a walk this morning, which is something at the moment we are still completely fine to do. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna try and vlog quite a lot so that we can all be quite conversational with what's going on, and therefore you can tell me what you do or don't want to see. I don't want to make people more anxious with what's going on. Sorry, I just ran out of memory on the memory card. Doesn't my eye look so much better already? It's crazy that. Anyway, I don't want to make people feel more anxious or to... I'm very, very, very anxious today. I have been for the past few days. I feel very just like teary and emotional, overwhelmed by what's going on in lots of different ways, which I know a lot of you will be feeling. I want my channel through this time to be a place where we can come discuss it and also have some escape from it. So I don't want to talk about it all the time, but also to pretend that nothing is going on when, like, even in personal relationships, it's all anyone's really talking about. So we also can't gloss over it. But one thing I do want to say is, like I just said, I just went on a walk, which was lovely. Went on a really long walk, like all the way up Broadway Market to Hackney Wick and then down through Victoria Park. And at the moment, you're fine to walk. We're not on lockdown in the UK, obviously just be sensible. On Broadway Market, there's still people in pubs, still people sat in coffee shops, and I think the most basic piece of advice that I read online of how to try and manage this outbreak and to make this as short-lived as we can, which is what everybody wants, is to go about your day-to-day life as if you are positive with the virus. Now, obviously, if you were, you couldn't even go to the shops and things, so you allowed yourself some leeway to go and get the supplies you need to live. Like I said, go on walks for mental health. But if you knew you had it, I mean, you shouldn't even be going on a walk, obviously, but you wouldn't be sat in a pub. Just I don't want this to be accusing any of you guys of it, but I just can't not mention it when you're seeing people do that. And I was guilty of this, like even a week ago, I was still going out and going for a drink and stuff like that. And just I don't know, like even then I look back on a week and think, oh my God, I probably shouldn't be doing that then. But it didn't feel so serious as it does now. So just don't prolong that feeling, just kind of take it seriously now, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I'm gonna go home tomorrow. I'm going back up north. Mum's gonna drive down and get me, and I'm gonna drive back home. So today I'm just sort of organising, doing some work, having a big tidy up so everything's clean. Feel really sad about leaving the house, and just really overwhelmed with the feeling of all of this. I feel so worried about so many people's businesses and people's mental health going through this. It's just such an overwhelming time, and also like everyone managing their own personal problems, like their relationships, their friendships, their families. Like, I know you can't worry about everyone all the time, and it's really hard with social media sometimes not to do that, but it feels so hugely overwhelming right now. Anyway, sorry, trying not to be emotional and a mess. So yes, today is going to be about tidying up. I need to charge this camera because it's flashing at me now, so I can continue to talk to you all later. And maybe while it charges, I'll read some more of this. This is the book, really easy and getting me back into it. I look like wearing a toupee. Let us go upstairs and talk about clothes and fashion. My neighbours to one side of me have the TV on so loud. I personally find it quite a soothing sound, but if you can hear it, that's all it is. Bed changing day. It's just shit everywhere. I need to have a big tidy up. Let's just move that to one side. Right, okay, this jumper. I need to show you actually, it's just been drying, but you know the one, the cream one I have from the Row, has not worn well at all, like really disappointingly, to say how expensive that brand is. I was sent it from the outlet, so I didn't pay for it, but still. I'll show you. I think it's drying on the radiator because I have put it in the wash. Initially I was dry cleaning it all the time, and then I realised that it's like 100% wool, and I've got other wool jumpers that I put in the wash, just on a wool wash. So I thought, do you know what, I'll do that, and it just hasn't fared well. And that has similar sleeves to this, which is a detail I really liked in it. So when I saw this online, I thought, oh, could be a good alternative to recommend. So it's from Under the Stories. The neck is brilliant. It's like the perfect length, similar in height to, you know, this darker cream one that I bought in Japan when I was really raving about the neck. This is really similar to that. Really, just a really great jumper that I would really recommend. It's just got a nice bit of stitching detail there, which is really flattering. And yeah, it's just really good. Like, I'm not even doing anything to style it right now. I'm just kind of looking like a bit of a lump in it, but still it looks and feels really nice. So yeah, big thumbs up to this. I think I'll wear it a lot going forward. You know, I'm a big fan of a cream jumper, and I've worn like the toe 10 one that I've got, which is quite different to this so much as well. So this is piece number 1. Okay, piece number 2, I think you guys will really like. They did, Under the Stories did a blazer in this exact fabric and colour, which was hugely popular. I have it last year. So this is instead like a cropped structured jacket with just 4 buttons, double-breasted, really cropped, really nice. I like jackets like this to wear with trousers like my Philippa K trousers. Obviously it looks great with jeans as well, but just is good to have a short jacket to go with something high-waisted and a bit wider in the leg. And this has got some really nice finishing on it and the stitches and everything. Size-wise, oh, it's got an interesting label. Oh, something Italian, not Spanish at all. I got it in a 38, so that's one size bigger than I would normally go, so that's a UK 10. And it fits really nicely. Obviously, I've got the jumper on underneath and it's not bunching up into my armpits or anything. Yeah, really like it. I'm going to take this home with me to wear around the house. No, I think we'll still hopefully be able to go on some walks and stuff and shoot some content by Mum's garage door when I get home. So this will be part of that. I really, really like it. I bought that Uniqlo Harrington one quite recently as well, which I've actually mostly been wearing under a blazer. If you were after a cream short jacket, I suppose they need to be put into a similar category. On first impressions, I think I do prefer this, but it is a lot heavier. It's you know, it's wool, so it's quite thick. But good for this time of year. Obviously it would look great with a t-shirt as well. But it's got it hangs really nicely, so really chuffed with that. This final piece is a complete letdown. So I picked this out online because I'm sure they did it in black last year, and you can probably guess what I'm going to say. That I hoped it would be in somewhat comparable to the Reformation silk skirt. It isn't, unfortunately. I know I'm not doing it any favours with having my socks on, but I don't need to try and style it up to know it just isn't quite right. The Reformation one is just that bit shorter, so it just, you can see the difference here. You could definitely have this taken up, so it's not an absolute disaster. But I feel like, especially if you wore it tucked in with a t-shirt, that when you've got that much less fabric as opposed to this, just looks better. I feel like skirts like this need to be short and able to work, otherwise it kind of looks like a big piece of shapeless, not flattering fabric at all. Whereas when it's that bit shorter and it's kind of like all about the legs, it just hangs so much nicer off the bum and everything as well when it's shorter. Like, this is so unflattering. So that's a bit of a shame. Like I said, you could get it taken up. I was really hoping it would be an absolute winner and I'd be able to recommend something that I loved as much as the Ref skirt, because they do also do it in like a polka dot, and I want to say a leopard print maybe. And I think I might go get it taken up once everything in the world is blown over. But I wouldn't be in a rush. Obviously, time of year I won't be in a rush to do it anyway. But generally, it's not getting a big seal of approval from me, unfortunately. So that's everything. Jumper and the jacket are a massive winner though, so thank you, Under the Stories. Links will be in the description box, but like I said, let me know if you want this kind of content or if it just seems very insensitive. I'm really conscious of promoting anything which involves shopping. Like I always say, I'm a bit of an advocate of retail therapy and everything, but just as everything plays out in the world, it obviously still involves the warehouse workers, the delivery drivers, all sorts of people are involved in the chain of an online order. So whether, and obviously just me sharing something doesn't mean you have to go and shop it at all. It can just be like, oh, that's nice, or that's a nice thought for later, or whatever. Or do you guys just feel it'd be best to not talk about fashion content and new clothes, things like that at the moment? Just let me know while we all work our way through this. I'm now going to put some comfy trousers on and a scruffy jumper and do a bit of cleaning and just sorting out. I'm not in the slightest bit prepared to go home tomorrow, but I've still got time. Hello guys, I'm just watching the news headlines. Let's just shut Boris Johnson up for a moment. No lockdown yet. I'm about to put this vlog live. I've just edited it and it's a good length, and I'm just going to vlog and vlog and vlog, and then when things get to a good length, put them up. It's not going to be daily vlogging. I don't want to put that kind of pressure on myself, but just to see where we're up to. So it's Wednesday evening now, and if you're watching this on Wednesday evening, then hello, this is me for the rest of the evening. I'm about to make some pasta next. They've not announced lockdown yet, so I'm not fully decided, but might push going home for another day. I sort of want to stay here and at home for as long as I can. It feels a bit easier to work from here. What work I can do anyway, and obviously I want to keep work afloat as much as possible, as we all do. So yes, no lockdown, but schools closed. So that's good. They were also just saying that they have made some good progress in a test for antibodies, which feels nice and positive. They said it felt very promising, but nothing set in stone yet. But if they could test for that, that would give them a really good indication of when they could also loosen up the restrictions that they're relatively slowly implementing in the UK. So I just want to close this vlog by saying, especially if you live in London, I know a lot of you do, stop going out. Like, please take this seriously. Please don't go to the pub. Please don't go and eat out. Go to the shops. Go for a walk. If you're isolating with somebody, then take that seriously. You know, stay in your little pods of either you know you've got it, so you're self-isolating, or you've been in contact with someone, or you're not showing symptoms, but don't be socialising loads in big groups. Just, you know, the government advice is there for a reason, and I really think our only option is to adhere to it at this point. So yes, I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. Comments please, so we can all have a chat, and I just want my channel to be like a forum through this of things heavy, things light, anxieties, happy moments that you've had in the day. Even watching this back as I was editing it, I was like, whoa, I've gone through a roller coaster of emotions this week, which means all of you will have as well. So you're not alone in whatever you're feeling. And that's everything I'm going to say for now, because I'm sure I'm going to have so much more to say on this as we go along. So let's all have a moment of happiness for the fact my eye is looking quite a lot better. I'm going to do some more compressing now, but it's definitely worked. So that's good news for me anyway. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.